For today's Cyber CEO episode,
Joyce was the right fit for us. Joyce does all of our social media and she comes up with the content. She orders our closing gifts for all of our clients. She makes flyers for us for any classes that we may be hosting. She really goes above and beyond, but she also knows her limitations. She's not going to do anything or post anything without our approval. So we love that about Joyce.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Kayli, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for giving us your time. I know you have a lot of things to do, so we really appreciate you dropping by. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself, so I need your help here. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe let's start with, what's your role in the business, Kayli?
Sure. I am a co-owner of a top producing real estate team in the top 20%.
Gosh, how long have you been in the real estate world?
About 7 years myself and jointly with my partner over 16.
Gosh, but really a lot of experience between the both of you in real estate. But how about virtual leverage though? Is this your first time working with someone virtual?
We actually did have a virtual assistant years ago that didn't work out, not through Cyberbacker.
Okay, but how's it going now though with Cyberbacker, the experience?
We've had an awesome experience. We love our Cyberbacker. Joyce has really helped us with a lot of tasks that we really needed help with, that you don't think take a lot of time, that overall can create a full day.
But that's good to know that this time around you're having a great experience with virtual leverage. Now, forgot to ask this earlier. How did you find out about Cyberbacker in the first place?
Sure. So our team leader of our office, said that we should try to do a virtual assistant again, and that there was a couple different companies that we could look into. And I started researching them, and then I found, that Cyberbacker was a maps coaching product basically that they use, which for maps for us is a Keller Williams program that is a top level coaching program. So that was really important. And, that was a huge plus for us that they were created off of the Keller Williams model, which is what we were really trying to find, because our model is just so systematized and is already laid out for us. So having somebody know that system either through the Cyberbacker or Headbacker that could be trained in that same course was really important to us. So that we instantly found a connection once we started doing our research on Cyberbacker that made us really want to go with Cyberbacker.
There we go. That's good to know. And now, how long have you been working with Joyce?
We are just finishing up or coming to the end of our first 90 days.
Okay, so fairly new partnership then, am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, before you got to work with Joyce, your Cyberbacker, you went through the hiring process that we offer here in Cyberbacker. So how was the experience there? How did that go?
So the hiring process was rapid. It was quick. Once we did all of the introductory calls, which were very informative. So for some people, it may seem time consuming, but you want to make sure that you're hiring the right person and the right talent. So for us, that was, beneficial to make sure that we were all on the same page, especially because we have two owners, myself and my partner, Jennifer. So because we have two owners and a team, we wanted to make sure it was the right fit for everyone. And so the hiring process was really good to stay informed and in the loop with everybody. It was nice to meet all of the people that we would be working with at Cyberbacker. And, they really care about what we were looking for so they could find the best match for us. And then we went through 2 rapid fire interview processes when we found Joyce. And basically both me and my business partner were on the call, and we were like, they had us rank the Cyberbackers, from 1 to 5 of who we like best and who we want to call back. So we ranked them individually. We were not in the same room. And then we hung up the phone. We said, we get back to you. We called each other and we said, how did you rank them? And we ranked them the exact same way. And we both pretty much knew that Joyce was the right fit for us.
So Joyce was top one in both of your lists.
Yes.
Okay. Now, talking more about Joyce then, what are the tasks that you leverage off to her every day?
So Joyce does all of our social media. She comes up with the content. She emails it to us for approval. She orders our closing gifts for all of our clients. She makes flyers for us for any classes that we may be hosting. She helps us with planning of events. She also knows how to do listing agreements. And then we will further her training in ordering listing coordination, basically ordering photos and signs and things like that.
So basically she has a lot, she has her hand in a lot of things in your business, am I right? And now-
Oh yeah, and then she also handles she cleans up our CMA on the daily basis. So, and she also starts a process in our lead generation with birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. So she helps track those and reach out to clients when it's their birthdays and anniversaries on, our behalf.
So you also mentioned earlier that you're planning to let her manage your listing coordination. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, aside from that, though, because I know Joyce's growth is not going to stop. She's going to continue learning and growing with you in the business. So aside from listing coordination, though, is there any other tasks that you're going to want her to do, let's say within the next 6 months from today?
So she will probably take on a lot of like rental agreements. We'll take on listing agreements. She already does do our listing input into the MLS system, which is very helpful. She also uploads all the photos onto there. So we will probably dig deeper into more of that stuff on a regular basis, and then writing descriptions for properties and more event planning scenarios and things like that. Coordination between events that we may be hosting, such as buyer or seller seminars. We will have her start managing those and coordinating everything that needs to be done. We also do a lot within our community with golf tournaments, nurses and things like that, our hometown heroes that we are underappreciated. We try and do a lot of stuff for. So we like to do little like gifts and drop bys and things like that. So we'll probably have her take on a lot of that coordination.
Man, that's going to be exciting for her because more opportunities for her to grow when you do a lot of things. So for sure, she's going to be excited. Now, 3 months into the partnership with Joyce, I know for a fact that some of our listeners might have a difficult time transitioning into the virtual world. Now, you have experience even before Cyberbacker. So we'd like to know, what are some of the tips that you can share with our listeners on how to create a strong partnership, again, with someone who's virtual?
Sure. So training, number one, is top of mind. We did have a director of operations who wanted to switch into a buyer role, which was a huge point of getting leverage through Joyce and Cyberbacker. And then my partner is also currently on maternity leave. So I needed to make sure that a lot of things were handled in that perspective that my business partner normally does. We have a very unique setup between the two of us. So we needed to make sure that we were leveraged in that aspect. But I would say, training is the forward focus. Like if they don't know how to do it, like teach them how to do it. And we had a motivator. We had our director of operations who wanted to be a buyer's agent. So he did a lot of the training with Joyce because he was the one that was in the role on a daily basis before her. And he had motivation to move up to the next level. So he really helped us with training. Also communicating with the head backer, like, what do you need? So I think that a lot of people miss that step and like they don't realize that the head backer emails you a progress report weekly. So, making sure that you review that and, going back and forth with them because they will handle a lot and they will train them on additional things that you need. You don't have to do it all. So that would be a big tip. And then, building trust with your cyberbacker. Don't just throw everything at them. Make sure you communicate with them. Tell them that they're doing a good job when they're doing a good job. And then my, biggest tip with a virtual assistant is like a lot of people get very nervous, like about things, like take the time to let them understand their role because they're going to do a better job. And for us, we don't do anything that is client forward facing. So they don't have to be, the first person to meet the client. The only time that they talk to a client is when they're sending them a birthday message or things like that. But again, it's on our behalf and we're included because, the other person doesn't know them and that can cause a lot of resistance. So we always make sure that we take that pressure off of her.
So really training, communication, and the trust that you build. And I think communication and that trust really go together, because when you communicate more, then you build up trust between you and your cyberbacker, right?
Correct.
Yes. Now, one last question for you, and I know for sure that 𝗙𝗧 is going to be able to watch this once we have this online. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about your cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
She's resourceful. She really goes above and beyond to try and figure it out before asking questions, but she also knows her limitations. She's not going to do anything or post anything without our approval. We really love that about her. She will go to her cyberbacker and she will let us know if she has any issues or concerns. So we love that about Joyce.
Now, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership leads to for the next couple of months. And again, Kayli, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you today.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.